to Cardinal Baseball Live here on Tradio. Top of the first inning, Carney leads it off with a single. Now Grady Emerson at the plate, hitting with a 3-0 count. Intentionally walked yesterday and threw a couple more free passes and another walk for Emerson. So all he's done is walk here in this series, and the first two reaching for the Cardinals here in the top of the first inning. We welcome you into the broadcast. He is Jeff Knipper. Cardinals looking to advance to the next round after picking up a one-run 4-3 victory yesterday.
Interesting right there that Carney was not running, and the Cardinals did not steal a bag yesterday. They did try once or twice, but it was in a 3-2 count, really not a straight steal situation. But the Eagles didn't steal a base either, so both teams showing a lot of respect for the catchers behind the plate.
Braylon James watches for a strike. It's a 0-1 count. So 5 minutes at 5 o'clock, just underway here on Tradio and Cardinal Baseball Live. Griffin Carney leads us off with a single. Grady Emerson follows, drawing a free pass. He stands at first.
Yeah, James got the scoring started for the Cardinals yesterday. Let's see if he can do it right here with Carney out there at second base.
Watches down, a ball and a strike. He got that scoring started in a big way. Cardinals were held without a hit for the first 3 innings of the ball game yesterday, but they are up for 5 hits and 4 runs in the fourth. And Braylon James, like you mentioned, a triple to the wall, a part of back-to-back triples and 4 consecutive hits. All the scoring in just 1/2 inning yesterday.
Yeah, it took a while to get going, and then once they got it going, it was shut down after that.
James, good piece out to center, but the play made, one gone.
The center fielder there, Werner, was actually shading James right of center, so I had to go a little ways to get to that one, but plenty of time to get there.
Jackson Castleberry. So that'll bring Jackson Castleberry, the future UTA Maverick, playing here at Clay Gold Ballpark. His future home in the collegiate ranks, one of a couple Division I commits, and a handful more going on to play at the next level.
Yeah, Castleberry had that triple in the left center gap right behind James to just keep the ball rolling for the Cardinals in that big 4th inning yesterday.
Yes, those back-to-back triples we highlighted during the James AB, but certainly talk about it here. And I think something else to mention, too, is just the dimensions of this ballpark. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, as you do with any yard you go to. And Castleberry pop up right side, and it drops. Castleberry reaches, and being waved home is Griffin Carney. And the game's first run, Cardinals strike in the top of the first. It's a 1-0 Fort Worth Christian lead. A bloop single will do for Jackson Castleberry to get the scoring started.
Yeah, great start when you're that visitor to get on the board early like that. We mentioned it took the Cardinals a bit to get going yesterday, and they didn't wait long today in this top of the first inning.
So first and second, 1 out. Jackson Castleberry helps the scoring getting started. Now Jake Parkerson looking to continue the things here in the top of the first. He was a part of that scoring yesterday, had an RBI single out to left.
Yeah, there was like 5 hits in a row, I believe. It went from the 3-hole, I believe, down to Jacob Ward in the 7-hole, I think. All 5 guys had 5 hits in a row.
1-0 Fort Worth Christian leading here in the top of the first inning. This game 2 of a best of 3 between these two district foes, Southwest Christian and Fort Worth Christian. Cardinals taking the best of 3 opener, a 4-3 final yesterday. Parkerson pulls this toward left. And that one gets down. Parkerson, a 2-bagger. Emerson scores. Castleberry scores. And the Cardinals punch for 3 in the top of the first inning.
That left fielder was a long ways off the line, and that ball right there wasn't it was not hit super hard, but it was down the line, so that left fielder had a long way to go and just couldn't get there.
3-0 the lead. Cardinals on top here in the top of the first inning. That brings Andrew Ridgel to the plate.
Yeah, you can see where that left fielder's positioned. He's probably about 100 feet off that left field line and just couldn't cover that distance on that ball hit by Parkerson. And it was hit fairly well, about probably 315 down that left field line.
And so a quick visit from the catcher, Paul Warlow, talking to Owen Howler. We haven't had a chance to really introduce the right-hander just yet, but before he can get settled in, Cardinals strike for 3 runs here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, we talked about how off air that he pitched back in March and had a pretty good outing, 4 innings and 2 earned runs allowed, only had 1 strikeout, but that was the game that the Eagles won. He started that game.
The 0-1, Ridgel takes a strike. 0-2 count here with 1 out.
You know, it probably helps that the Cardinals have seen him before and might have even gone back to some videos, some Tradio video, and got an idea what to look for today.
The 0-2. Ridgel ground ball to short. That'll advance Parkerson to third, but now 2 outs.
Designated hitter number 24, Jacob Ward.
That brings Jacob Ward up to the plate. 2 outs. Parkerson at third, and he takes a strike.
Tough scorer in the press box today, only showing 1 hit for the Cardinals. I would probably give them 3 hits. Both of those balls to right and left were very tough plays.
Agree, especially the one to right, right?
Yeah, I mean,
That was a bloop single.
Well, and the left fielder pretty much laid out for that one,
right.
too. It wasn't neither ball it would have been a great play if they were made. I'll say that.
So you're coming for the scores early. I hear you. You doing it yesterday?
A lot of different opinions on what's a hit these days. Usually in the high school level, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You give the offensive player a hit if it's questionable.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Ward. Swing and a miss. But damage done. Cardinals striking for 3 in the top of the first. And they're in the driver's seat here in this best of 3 game set. All right, starting the bottom of the first inning, it's Cale Brateris out on the bump for the Cardinals. And a man who was really dangerous at the plate yesterday. A couple of knocks for Max Warner. He leads things off here for Southwest Christian.
Yeah, Warner had the only multi-hit game for either squad yesterday. Went 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. We were talking before we got on air just how impressed we were with Warner.
Nearly hitting 500. Pretty good.
Definitely. A good cut right there to fastball. Fouled it straight back.
Hey, turn behind it. Turn behind it.
Yeah, it was impressive, too. Like, you can see the numbers and obviously be impressed, but the way he handled the bat when a lot of guys weren't doing so with success against Smeds, other than drawing the free passes, which he had to navigate around, he started squaring up the baseball and giving that team a shot to climb back in the game, scoring 3 right after they surrendered 4.
Yeah, he had a double in that left center gap to drive in that first run for the Eagles. And then in the 7th inning, had that single to right field to get on base and give them a chance to tie that ball game. They weren't able to do it, but he did get them a base runner in that last inning.
I think triple for Warner is what it was.
Okay.
Not to show my partner up on air, but we don't want to short anybody, right?
It is a
big park, right?
Big park, and anything in the gap, if you've got speed out here, turns into a triple. We saw James as well as Castleberry leg out a triple.
Pop up right side. That'll be fly out to Jackson Castleberry. And Jeff, don't bring that up to say anything, but I did want to do it just because it's part of the story. I think of this yard is that the outfield placement, a ball in the gap that typically is going to be at a double, maybe at a Keck Horton Field, and a lot of the yards you play at may play differently here. And we saw that yesterday with 3 triples between the two teams.
Yeah, there's absolutely no doubt. This ballpark plays a lot different than Keck Horton. The ballpark at Fort Worth Christian is, I believe, 305 down the left field line, 330 in the gap, whereas here it's 380 in the left field gap, and that's a huge difference. Just a lot more room for those outfielders to cover.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Portwood turns on it toward left. Purdue there. Couple flyouts for Cale Brateris.
Yeah, Brateris has had those first 2 hitters reaching for the ball, so doing a good job making them hit his strikes, not the strikes they want, but he's got them really reaching for that ball in that outer half.
Alex Turman now takes a strike. So Cale Brateris, touch on the left-hander. It's an inflection point in the season for Fort Worth Christian because it was after that Southwest Christian series that he really started to assume district starter number 2 role. And while here in the second game of the series, he gets 3 flyouts. We'll talk more about Cale in the next inning, but we go to the second. No score.
your secrets. I'm not gonna let them use you up. I'm not gonna pass any judgment. I'm not the usual.
Welcome back to Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio. 3-0 your score. Cardinals on top. Jeff, they strike for 3 runs in the top of the first inning. In the bottom half, Cale Berteris does his job. Goes 1-2-3 with 3 flyouts. Off and rolling here on Tradio. Glad you're with us. He is Jeff Knipper. I'm Will Connerly. We've got Trey Bell, our entire crew with us here this afternoon here from UT Arlington. Just a few minutes shy of 5:30 tonight for the second of this 3-game set. And this second inning starts with a Purdue single to center.
Yeah, unless you're really greedy, I don't think you could script a better start for the Cardinals here. You know, putting 3 on the board, and then Berteris rolls through the Eagles 1-2-3, and really pretty weak contact by the Eagles in the bottom of the first.
The only start that we're probably worried about is maybe the start to our show, Jeff.
Yeah, we had a few technical difficulties, but we're with you now.
We are indeed happy to be here and deliver this broadcast to you, Austin. We've got the scoreboard up and rolling for you as well. A 3-0 score, that is. Just 1 inning deep into this ball game. Top of the second, Owen Haller, the starting pitcher. We saw him earlier this year, Cardinal fans did.
Not much of a lead at first by Purdue. He doesn't look like he wants to run, but we'll see. Not going anywhere.
And it's Austin chasing up top. The 0-2. Austin caught looking. Haller goes to off speed and gets the punch out.
Yeah, good breaking pitch right there by Haller to get the K.
Second baseman, number 27, Griffin Carton.
And I don't think we got it on air, but Griffin Carney got things started in that first inning with a single up the middle.
And he's up here again. Carney, he's 2 for 2. Base hit to center. Runners on first and second here for Fort Worth Christian. After 3 in the first, they're in business now. 2 on for Grady.
Yeah, kind of like he did in his first at bat. Just took it right back up the middle. That ball was hit a little bit more squarely, but good approach right there. Just taking that pitch away and taking it right back up the box. See if Emerson gets something to hit right here. And with runners at first and second, really you don't want to push a run to third with a walk. So I look for him to get something he should like.
Hasn't had anything to hit all series. But first pitch swinging here. Could be 2, 4, 6. Relay won't be attempted. Grady reaching on a fielder's choice, so that puts runners on the corners here with 2 down. You think he knew he was going to get something to hit in this situation. Probably desperate to swing the bat after 4 walks to begin this series, and he's first pitch ground ball right side.
Yeah, just rolled over on it a bit, probably a little bit away, and a pitch that he probably would tell you he should have hit to left center.
And that's been the pleasure to watch him this year, right, Jeff? I mean, when you hit well above 500 is one thing, but he sprays it all around the yard. You kind of have to if you're going to hit 530, 540 with all those extra base hits. He uses the whole field.
Yeah, I've only seen him in probably 6 or 7 games, but I'd say he's had more hits to left than he has right the games I've been at.
He's got gap-to-gap power. He's put it over the fence more than anybody on this team as well. But Braylon James, he's been seeing it. Hot as of late. Triple yesterday. He had a good piece out to center in his first trip to the plate.
Yeah, interesting that Warner's kind of playing him straight up now. In his first at bat, he was shading him to that right center gap, but maybe they're going to try and work James away, and that's why he did have to go to left center to make a play. That's
Braylon pop up right side, and the play made. So he does pull it in the air. Cardinals strand 2, but they're up by 3. We go to the bottom of the second. You're watching Cardinal Baseball Live on Tradio.
Well, I'm not gonna lock you up. I'm not gonna throw away the key. I'm not gonna bat an eyelash. Oh, I'm not gonna miss a beat. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not your bedtime story. I'm not your sneaky backup plan. I'm not here at your service. I'm not, I'm not your part-time lover. I'm not your dog and pony show. I'm not some pretty please pick me. I'm not.
All right, back with you here as we start the bottom of the second. 3-0 score.
Warlow didn't have a hit yesterday, but he did have 2 walks, so still productive, even though he didn't have a base hit.
4, 5, and 6 due up in the order here for the Eagles in the second. 3 flyouts in the first. They went down in order against the starter, Cale Brateras. Paul Warlow, the catcher. He's had a great year. Big, strong guy. Put it in the gap for doubles.
Yeah, certainly built like a catcher.
What do you mean by that?
Well, he's sturdily built. Well, I'm not going to expand on that. Honestly, he looks like he's been in the weight room a good bit.
Definitely.
I mean, nothing wrong with his physique.
Oh, yes. No, I was just curious on, the build of a catcher. I mean, typically the attributes you're looking for, big, strong, good base as well.
Yeah, it used to. They really looked for big guys when when there was collisions at the plate. You don't see that much anymore. That's a base hit. Maybe not.
Oh, yes. Fly out to center. 3 flyouts in the first. And 1 to start the second as well. Jeff Knipper thinking base hit early. It did look like it off the bat.
Yeah, I forget the Cardinals outfielders play shallow. So that's a ball that sometimes might fall in. But James is playing shallow and also covers a lot of ground. Got a good jump on that ball and actually made the play fairly easily.
Right fielder, Cashmark. Not just the first down, but that's a story because if something gets behind him, it's pretty much a guaranteed. If you got any type of wheels at all, 3-bagger. And triples could be in the works here with how shallow they are.
Yeah, that is the downside to playing shallow. If you get burned, it's going to be a triple if the guy can run at all. But yesterday, yesterday, Warner's the only guy that got anything to the wall.
It's almost a sign of, well, if you're gonna have to earn it. That's right off the glove of Parkerson, but he stays with it. And in time to first, Jake Parkerson recovering nicely. Made a couple errors yesterday, avoids committing one there for the second
First
out.
baseman number 6, Cooper Reisner.
Yeah, the ball got on him in a hurry, and fortunately it did because had a little trouble getting a handle on it, but stayed with it and made a nice throw to Ridgel to get the out.
It's got to feel good, too, for Parkerson because some costly 3 errors committed on the infield for the Cardinals yesterday, kind of uncharacteristically with how they've been playing as of late. The defense had that in pretty good form. Saw a couple from Parkerson, one from Carney as well. And so to come through in the first ground ball, that's induced because the first 4 outs of this ball game, all flyouts. But out number 5, 5 up, 5 down so far for Brateras, was a ground ball.
And I feel like Brateras is a guy that needs the defense. I don't think he's a high strikeout guy, so he's going to make them put it in play and trying to induce weak contact, so the Cardinals need to back him up with some good defense. Of course, he'll probably strike out the side just because in the next inning because I said that.
It's been efficient so far. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's only needed 22 pitches, and he's trying to go 6 up, 6 down. He's already got 3 runs of support with the Cardinals' effort in the top of the first. And the lefty comes set, kicks, deals, and it's fouled away.
Yeah, Brateras is doing a great job getting ahead of the hitters. That's something that Smed struggled with yesterday, and it really is nice when you can get that first strike and get it a count like this, 1-2. You know, you kind of got the hitter at your mercy, and the batting averages nosedive in these type of counts.
1-2. It's up and out. This is the 10th start of the year for Cale Brateras. He's 6-0, Jeff. So he and Smed's unblemished records, that will certainly bode well, and it's why they're 1 win away from going to the state semis. The 2-2. We've got a full count here.
Yesterday's starting pitcher at the plate here, Cooper Reisner.
And a payoff pitch to him. Swing and a miss. So there's your strikeout. 6 up, 6 down for Cale Brateras. We go to the 3rd inning. All right, we welcome you back. Jackson Castleberry leading things off, top of inning number 3.
Well, the press box must be listening to the radio because they're now showing 3 hits on the scoreboard out there, and Jackson Castleberry is the beneficiary of one of the scoring changes.
Foul back. It's always, you never know when you can determine what is quote-unquote official, right? Because you have each team has their own game changer. You've got the scoreboard here at a neutral site. But at this time of the year, Jeff, nobody really cares, right, about individual stats. It's all about the run column, right?
Well, we still have a discrepancy between the scoreboard and game changer. Game changer is actually showing 5 hits for the Cardinals. Still only 3 on the scoreboard, so maybe I forgot about Carney's got 2 hits, and yeah, so maybe they didn't change that. No.
Purdue, Carney, Castleberry. Two balls, 2 strikes. 3-0 ball game. Castleberry leading things off, top of inning number 3. Cale Boteris cruising so far. It's bounced. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hot day here in Arlington. Wouldn't you say, Jeff?
It was really nice morning, and I thought we were going to catch a break this afternoon, but it heated up in a hurry. And if you look at those flags out there, they're not moving at all. I feel a little bit of a breeze here on the infield, but not enough. We could use a little bit more.
The equipment could as well. I believe some of it overheating during this setup that we had throughout the afternoon, not being too friendly to it from what we understand.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in.
Castleberry walks. You said tough spot?
Tough
yes,
spot.
definitely.
We're out in the elements, not in the press box.
It's like when you get that notification on your phone, right?
Correction,
iPhone will
third baseman number 7, Jake Parker.
resume when it gets to normal temperature. Well, that's what some of the technology has been dealt with throughout this afternoon, and so that's why you maybe have seen some issues with your viewing experience that we're working hard on to try to fix. One bounces, and it'll allow Castleberry to easily get to second. He was thinking about third, makes the roundabout, but stays popped.
Yeah, Werlo had a bit of a time finding that ball for a second, but good decision by Castleberry to put on the brakes there at second. We get a mound visit right here.
So go talk to Owen Howler, who has tossed just shy of 40 pitches in this ballgame. Issues a leadoff walk to Jackson Castleberry, then a wild pitch to Jake Parkerson allows him to reach second. So far in this ball game to get you caught up, Griffin Carney, the leadoff man. Jeff, he's 2 for 2. Castleberry's got a hit. He's also reached on a walk. Again, standing at second. Parkerson, he's 1 for 1 with an RBI. And then Jackson Purdue also with the base knock in this ball game. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Cardinals as we go off the official scoring of the Fort Worth Christian game changer. But really, I mean, I truly agree with that. I don't know about you. I do believe all 5 of their knocks are hits.
Yeah, I would have given Castleberry and Parkerson hits on those balls that apparently the press box didn't call them errors either. They didn't put up errors, but didn't mark them as hits. But, yeah, at least the Fort Worth game changers got it right.
3-0 count, or 3-0 score. It's a 1, now 2 ball, no strike count as we get the count squared away for you. So 2 balls, no strikes, no outs. Castleberry at second, and a 3-run lead for the Cardinals. Ground Foul ball up the middle. Jake Parkerson is 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs as he scores Castleberry, and it's a 4-0 Fort Worth Christian lead.
Yeah, I was thinking right there, Parkerson can just hit the ball to the right side, at least advance that runner to third base, but he did even better and got that base hit to drive the run in himself.
So you got runner at first, 4-0 score. Andrew Ridgel at the plate. And nobody down, and it's a foul ball. Inning starts with a Castleberry walking, gets to second on a wild pitch, comes home to score on a Jake Parkerson RBI single. Parkerson now 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, had an RBI knock yesterday as well, so continuing his hot bat. Coming into this playoff series, he had homered in 4 of his last 5 games. Ridge will pop up towards center. And that's handled by Warner for the first out.
Designated hitter number 24, Jacob Ward.
So that brings Jacob Ward up to the plate.
A lot of right-handed hitters on the field today. James and Emerson, I believe, are the only left-handed bats on the field.
They come back-to-back in the order as well. Ward watching for a strike. Big part of that 4-3 victory yesterday for the Cardinals as well. Yes, one of the stories was the 2 separate half innings was all the runs. 4-run frame for the Cardinals, followed by a 3-run frame for Southwest Christian. But probably the biggest story of that game, outside of those 2 big innings, was the fact that right after that, the Cardinals deploy Antonio Andujar out of the bullpen. And well, what do you know? He extends his scoreless appearance streak to a dozen consecutive outings, and he shut the door, throwing the final 2 1/3 scoreless. He's been nails as the Cardinals closer, and he helped them pick up the victory with the save at the back end of the pen.
Yeah, that's phenomenal to have 12 straight scoreless outings, and certainly got to feel good in Coach Greer's shoes to know you got a guy that you can bring in late in the game like that and close it out.
It's really what you need this time of year. They've got weapons in that bullpen, but man, the bullpen feels like they've had a lot of time off because of the way in the deep outings, especially in district play, that the Cardinals have got from Smeds and Berteris. And not only that, most of their wins in district play came via run rule, so it was limited opportunities for some of those relievers. But with the way Andujar, really, he allowed a couple runs his first few outings of the year, then hasn't let up anything since. The breaking ball's looking good. He's throwing a lot of strikes. You have to give a lot of credit to the pitching coach, John Hampton, as well, for helping him develop this during the season and become a prominent back-end reliever for this team. Ward out to left field. That's a base knock, and runners on first and maybe third on an aggressive send, and that maybe is a maybe not for Jake Parkerson. Gunned down by a mile at third, but a base knock for Jacob Ward.
Yeah, you can live with that right there. He was trying to get there with 1 out, which is a prime scoring opportunity. The rule of thumb is don't make the first or third out at third base, and I know some coaches don't necessarily adhere to that so much anymore, but that was a spot where if you can get to third base with only 1 out, that left fielder made a really good throw, and they put the tag on him. So no harm there. That obviously would like to have been safe, but made a lot of sense to take that chance.
Oh, yes. Always want to be safe. It's interesting you bring that up, though, because I asked Rusty about that earlier this year. Said, you got Griffin Carney stealing with 2 outs, Emerson at the plate. This was earlier in the year. And he's out. He rarely gets caught. He said those rules don't apply here. He said,
well,
make the first out or the third out at third. Doesn't matter to me. Like, we don't go by those rules. We want to be aggressive and create chaos. And it was interesting to hear him. Like, it wasn't any wishy-washy. I mean, they're all in. And he said that when a guy gets thrown out, his message to him is try again, keep running. And so that has produced a lot of bases stolen, but also extra bases taken. Didn't work out on that occasion, but that's who they are.
Yeah, I'm going to finish your thought right there in a second.
Please do.
I've heard the same thing from another high school coach, and high school baseball plays totally different than baseball at the major league level because guys don't have the same arms, they don't have the same skills, and a lot of times you're going to be able to take that extra base. The chances of getting there are much higher than if you were to try that at the major league level, or even, in a top college or minor league level. High school baseball plays different, and Trey and I have had this debate sometimes about bunting situations. Hey, what doesn't seem like a bunting situation at the high school level, sometimes those plays aren't made. So a bunt, it might be that hitter's best chance to get on base, whereas you would normally sacrifice an out, but you're not necessarily sacrificing an out in high school because the skills just aren't the same.
0-2 count here to Purdue with 2 down. And that's strike 3. So side retired, but the Cardinals leading this one as we step aside.
Eagles designated hitter number 1, Dane Smith.
Bottom of the third. Cardinals adding to their lead now 4-0 as they score 3 in the first, 1 in the third as we start the home half of the third inning. When we say home half, it's with the Eagles at the plate. Yesterday, it was the Cardinals who were the home team. Southwest Christian, the home team here for Game 2. If necessary, Game 3, the Cardinals would be the home team. And that if necessary game, Jeff, would happen after the conclusion of this one tonight. So it could be a doubleheader depending on the result.
Yeah, I'm going to side with the Cardinals and say we hope they wrap it up here in the 5 o'clock game.
Okay to be biased on Cardinal Baseball Live on Radio. Want to be fair in all our judgments, but been following the Cardinals all year long. And so they certainly hope that as well. And Southwest Christian, on their side, they're trying to elicit a similar response they had to a 4-run deficit yesterday, and they did it to the tune of a 3-run inning. We'll see if they can't get something going here with Smith at the plate. Gael Berteres has been cruising in this outing. What's been working for him in your estimation?
He's done a good job locating his fastball. I haven't really seen him go to his breaking pitch that much, but he's just located that fastball mostly on the outer half, and those right-handers been reaching for the pitch.
There's that bunt you like. You like that bunt situation here? Lead off an inning, down 4.
Well, again, if he gets that down, especially to the right side, it's going to be a tough play. And, yeah, they are towards the bottom of their lineup. So, yeah, that might be his best chance to get him a base runner, even though there's typically he wouldn't bunt with nobody on, but he was bunting for a base hit.
Now with 2 strikes, he's got a hit, but Griffin Carney doesn't have to move. So Dane Smith retired. Here's Christian Beam.
Left fielder number 16, Christian Beam.
I remember Beam hit that ball right back up the middle yesterday to Smeds, and he turned it into a double play, but just could have easily been a single up the middle if not for quick reflexes by Smeds on that play.
Talk about, I know you've heard Rusty Greer interviews all year long, right, with how much Cardinal Baseball Live consume, and then also how much Cardinal Baseball Live you contribute to, which the Cardinal fans appreciate so much, Jeff. But I think I would love your opinion. But one thing that it stands out every time we get the chance to chat with him is as the 1-1 pitch is punched to the right side and foul, and I'd love to hear what you think comes to mind first, so pocket that answer now, but business-like. That's the word that always comes to mind whenever I ask him about what his message is to his team, what his mindset is about his team or the game. He said, we want to be business-like. And even after some victories this year, talking with him, he's like, we weren't business-like. He always wants them to approach everything they do, and it starts before the game, the way they take infield, the way they practice, and that's coming from a former big leaguer who, yeah, you have to be business-like, as it's a ground ball booted by Ridgel for a moment, flips it to first. Berteres is there, and 2 outs.
Yeah, good job by Berteres getting over there. You would have thought Ridgel could have taken it himself, but after he couldn't get a handle on that ball, he needed to flip it to Berteres to get the out. But, yeah, that's an interesting approach by Rusty.
Number 18, Crosby Pipes.
Obviously, it's worked for the Cardinals. I always think of baseball as a game. Go out there and have fun. But I know what he's saying is, hey, we got a job to do, and our job is to go out there and be prepared, be ready to put ourselves in the best position to have success. It doesn't mean it's always going to happen, but as a coach, that's what you're trying to do, is prepare your team and give them the best chance for success. And obviously, the Cardinals have had a lot of success this year, so it's really worked well for them.
And obviously, too, every guy is different, right, and what works for them, especially when you focus on the mound, right, and what works for a guy to lock in and be successful. As that is a blooper out to center, and it's a base knock out of the 9 spot. Crosby Pipes getting aboard for the Eagles.
Yeah, their first hit right there comes out of the 9 hole. And their best hitter steps into the box here, Max Warner.
So Warner hitting with 2 outs and 1 on. Best hitter is right. 2 knocks yesterday. That hits off the glove of Austin.
Yeah, you see Austin pointing at himself. He knows he should have had that pitch. It was outside, but he should have been able to squeeze it.
A pass ball for the catcher. allows Pipes to get to second, so Warner hitting with a friendly 1-0 count and a runner in scoring position. And the first two outside the zone. Do you proceed with caution here with an open base and the best hitter for the Eagles at the plate?
I like that approach because he certainly showed you yesterday why he's a good hitter. So if he's going to swing the bat, make him swing at your pitch, not the pitch he wants.
And that's right up the middle. Being waved home is Crosby Pipes, and the Eagles get on the board. Max Warner delivers his third hit of the series to nobody's surprise, and he does it with 2 outs.
Yeah, I'm not sure Coach Greer really wanted that pitch to be that good. I just saw him kind of point at that guy and say, hey, maybe we don't necessarily want to pitch to that guy.
It is interesting when you're, as a pitcher, trying to pitch around somebody, if that's the case. It's a whole different mindset because you're taught to attack, and when you're told to be careful, right, it sounds easy. Okay, throw something outside the zone. If he gets himself out, he gets himself out. As Gutierrez misses high, but it is a different mindset. It did just feel like he kind of hung that breaking ball right down the pipe with a 2-0 count, and Warner, such a good hitter, recognized it out of the hand and put it right back where it came from, up the middle.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain they. But the flip side is, if you really don't want to pitch the guy, you can just put him on base and go after the next guy.
Well, that's what they did to Grady Emerson yesterday in the first inning. Intentional walk, and he's walked a lot in this series. His first 4 plate appearances in this series, free passes, and then had a ground ball, got aboard on a fielder's choice earlier today, his second time to the plate. 2-0 count, and Gutierrez will check, but
you know, Will, the thought that keeps sticking in my head is we know the Cardinals stole something like 140 bases during the regular season. We heard that the Eagles were aggressive base runners, yet the Eagles haven't tried to steal a bag. The Cardinals have only run in like 3-2 type spots, and they haven't stole a bag here. You know, we're a game and a half into this series, so it's obvious that they're not being as aggressive as they Coach Greer talked about that in his interview, is that, hey, we're going to be aggressive running the bases, but they really haven't had the green light over there at first base.
That's a really good point, especially with some of the guys that feels like their light is green no matter the situation. The Carneys, the Emersons, the Castleberries, the James, the top 4 in the order, who have combined for nearly 90% of your team's stolen bases.
Well, we saw it in the top of the first inning when Carney had a single, and he wasn't running when Emerson was at the plate. And now you got runners at first and second here with 2 outs, and the 3-hole hitter stepping in. So, again, they have a chance to really tighten the ball game right here.
Yeah, Gutierrez, he was able to retire the first 6 through 2 innings, and then in this inning got the first 2 out. He went 8 up, 8 down to start his outing, but back-to-back singles followed by a walk since he retired the first 8 to begin his outing. So this second turn through the order got a little more difficult for Cale Gutierrez. Here with 2 outs is where the action has happened. It started with Crosby Pipes, the 9th hitter, getting the single, followed by another knock from Max Warner to bring home the game's first run for the Eagles.
Yeah, we got Turman at the plate. He went 1 for 4 with an RBI yesterday, so he had a part in some of those runs that the Eagles put on the board.
And a 2-0 count. John Hampton will make his way out. 2 balls, no strikes. 3 straight Eagles have reached back-to-back singles and then a walk. Cardinals up by 3. This is John Hampton going out to the mound. And you wonder who would be deployed in a situation like this for the Cardinals if they were to go to the pen early. Not the case now, and there's no action now, just probably trying to calm down. But there is some stirring, some arm circles going on in that bullpen. And perhaps you go to the pen earlier in a ball game where you know if you win it, the series is over. So we shall see a sticky situation right now for Cale Verteris.
Yeah, nobody throwing, but you're right. There is some stretching going on down there, and I certainly expect if Turman reaches base, they'll crank up the action down there and get a little more urgency.
It does look like Blaine McDonald cannot quite make it out from here. That would make sense. He's one of their best relievers. He and Antonio Andujar, who pitched 2 1/3 to finish the game yesterday. Looks like McDonald's the one stretching, but Verteris, the one working here to determine a 2-0 count. So mid at bat, they go to the mound visit. Verteris will try to lock back in. We'll see whatever words of wisdom John Hampton gave him can help him produce some results to get out of this frame.
Yeah, 2-0 count right here. Let's see if Turman's got the green light.
Probably green if it was in his spot, right? One of your best hitters up with a hitter-friendly count, but now a 3-0 pitch, and the same question follows. What will the light look like here?
Yeah, I think he'll be taken right here. That's 3 straight balls that Verteris has thrown. I think they'll make him throw a strike.
And he's unable to do so. Bases loaded, drama here at Clay Gould Ballpark, here at UT Arlington. In this regional playoff matchup,
Paul Warlow.
looking to get to the TAP State semis next week here at UTA. And big spot. Back-to-back walks have loaded up the bases. And it's Paul Warlow whose name is called upon now. The big catcher trying to deliver for Rusty Beam's team in this spot with the bases loaded. And Verteris goes to the breaking ball to get ahead. It's an 0-1 count.
Yeah, nice pitch right there. Certainly not what Warlow was looking for. Sure, he had to be thinking fastball after 4 straight balls to Turman.
Austin keeps it in front, and he keeps Max Warner at third base. Warner at third, Portwood at second, Turman at first. It's Paul Warlow at the plate. And a ball and a strike is the count here with 2 outs. All the action with 2 outs here in this inning. The first 2 were retired. The 9th spot, Crosby Pipes singled and scored, and they're looking for more with the bases loaded. The cleanup man at the plate. That gets away from Austin. Max Warner will come home to score. It's a 4-2 game.
Yeah, Hank Austin was able to save that last ball in the dirt, but just couldn't keep that one in front of him. I think he's definitely trying to keep the ball down here to Warlow, which has got something to do with that ball bouncing in. Warlow's a guy that you just don't want to give him something too good to hit right here because he's got the power to get out of here, I think.
Goes to another breaking ball. Foul tip. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 2-run lead that the Cardinals are desperately trying to protect. But the cleanup man up for the Eagles, and the tying run sitting at second.
Yeah, big spot right here, and as we expected, there's definitely more urgency down there. Looks like a side armor.
Ben Rodriguez.
Okay.
Two. Brateris kicks, deals, swing and a miss. Kale Brateris uses the off speed to have Paul Warlow go sit down, but the Eagles score 2. It's a 2-run ball game as we're through 3. Hank Austin leads us off. We start the 4th, a 4-2 ball game. Cardinals in front with 3 in the top of the 1st and 1 in the top of the 3rd. Eagles answer with 2 in the home half of the 3rd inning as we start the 4th. Still Owen Howler out there beginning his 4th inning of action. He will face 9-1-2 in the Cardinals lineup. Hank Austin, Griffin Carty, and Grady Emerson.
Good cut right there by Austin. He's got a shin guard on that front leg, but I guess that missed the shin guard.
One ball and 1 strike here to the senior catcher, leading things off. Austin turns on one toward left. Christian Beam is there, and there's 1 out. So Austin now 0 for 2. That brings us back to the top of the order, and Griffin Carney, who's had a productive day at the plate so far, will step up for a 3rd time. He is 2 for 2 tonight with a run scored.
Second baseman number
Austin's
27,
timing was
Griffin
on
Carney.
right there, but he caught that ball off the handle a little bit, so didn't get much carry on it. Feel like that second baseman's made an adjustment in where he's playing Carney. He's playing him definitely shaded towards the middle. So big hole on that right side if he can shoot something that way. But Carney's had 2 base hits right up the middle, and Eagles' second baseman's going to try and take another one of those away if he goes that way again.
Carney knew it, shook his head immediately and said nope, and he was right.
Here, you want to sit up here and watch? You sit on Granny's lap so you can see.
2 balls and 2 strikes, I believe, is the count. The scoreboard has 3-1, but umpire does confirm it's 2-2. So that pitch that Carney took borderline and was on a 2-strike offering. But went his way. He's got a great eye at the plate, and he's been seeing it well. 2 for 2 so far in this ball game. He fouls one toward the Cardinal dugout. Looks like one of the Fort Worth Christian Cardinals tried to barehand that one.
Yeah, not
Make
necessarily
a
a smart play right there. That ball had a little juice on it.
Carney looking to battle here with 2 strikes. He fouls it away. The count remains 2-2.
Yeah, making Haller work right here. I believe this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat.
It'll be the 61st of his outing here in the 4th. And Carney fly out. Center Max Warner is there. There's 2 outs. Now for Grady Emerson.
Shortstop number 2, Grady Emerson.
So Carney retired for the first time after having hits in his first 2 trips, and now Grady, who reached on a fielder's choice last time up, walked his first AB.
Yeah, let's see how they pitch to him with 2 outs, because I think they'll be a little bit careful here.
Emerson skied toward left. Christian Beam tracks it down. 3 flyouts for Owen Haller, a 1-2-3 frame. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Cardinals leading 4-2. Bottom of the fourth inning, we begin. Cale Brateris, who worked out of trouble in the third, begins this inning with a pop-up to Grady Emerson, who makes the play at short, 1 out.
First baseman number 6, Cooper Reasoner.
That'll bring Cooper Reasoner up to the plate after Cash Martin pops out, now 0-for-2. Reasoner, starter yesterday, worked into the fourth before he was pulled, but had 3 no-hit innings to begin his outing.
You know, we're still fairly early in the game here in the fourth inning, but I feel like that strikeout that Brateris got to end that third inning was huge. That had runners at second and third, and a base hit right there ties the game.
He had it with the cleanup man up too. Yet some action happening in the Cardinal pen. Nothing doing really much now. There is some throwing, but not really intense throwing. Just trying to stay ready. There's strike. Gutierrez approaching 60 pitches here in his outing. Maybe they're just trying to get somebody hot for potentially the third trip through. Gutierrez finding the zone, perhaps a little elevated for Cooper Reasoner and some Eagle fans liking, but in there for a strike and now a 2-2 count.
He's going to come sit up here.
Ground ball right back to Brateris. He gathers, throws, and there's 2 outs.
Yeah, that is Rodriguez still throwing down there in the pen, and we mentioned he is a sidewinder. And what is it about being a side armor? They say those guys have rubber arms. They don't ever seem to. They can pitch every day, and actually throwing underhand like that is easier on your shoulder and your elbow. That's why softball pitchers don't have all the shoulder and elbow injuries that baseball guys have.
Rodriguez has been used a lot, but he's been used in short appearance situations. Well, now maybe his best outing of the year came against Southwest Christian. Gobbled up a couple of critical innings in that 10-inning affair earlier in the year. And those clutch innings that he was able to provide out of the bullpen to help the Cardinals pick up a victory. He is getting hot now. He's tied for the team lead with 15 appearances with Antonio Andujar. All of Rodriguez's appearances have been out of the bullpen, and 15 of them tied for a team best in games pitched. And Cale Brateris, at times that breaking ball's been pretty devastating, and it's been freezing the Eagles at the plate.
Yeah, 15 appearances in about a 35-game season. That's a lot of usage.
The 1-2. Another breaking ball just off the plate. 2-2 count upcoming here to Smith, who is 0-for-1 tonight. Right back to Brateris again. Can the lefty field his position once more? He can't. It's wide on the throw to Andrew Ridgel, and Dane Smith will get aboard. We'll see how they'll rule it, but either way, a 2-out base runner getting on just as the Eagles had in the
Left fielder number 16,
third inning.
Christian Pete.
They scored 2 runs, all with 2 outs. They have a 2-out base runner now as Brateris' throw went wide.
Yeah, I was all ready to say a much better inning right there by Brateris, but the inning is still alive here for the Eagles.
Christian Beam at the plate, and it's the man waiting on deck, Crosby Pipes. He began that 2-run bottom of the third for Southwest Christian, the 9th hitter in the order, who delivered their first hit of the game and first base runner as well after the first 8 Eagles were retired. Set down by the starter, still on the mound now, Cale Brateris, until the 9-hole came up and got a knock and sparked a 2-out rally for Southwest Christian to score 2 runs. So Christian Beam trying to get it to him. The 8th hitter in the order, hitting with now a 2-ball, no-strike count. Terrace finds the zone, so he's trying to work around an error. Dane Smith getting aboard on an error committed by himself, as the throw went wide to Andrew Ridgel at first. It's up and in, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, I believe Beam had a take on the 2-0 pitch, and I won't be surprised if he's taken again right here, 3-1.
He takes indeed. The base is juiced now for Crosby Pipes, the man who sparked a 2-out rally in the 3rd. Now hits with 2 out and 2 on in a 2-run ball game in the 4th, and he won't have a chance to see Cale Brateris again. Rusty Greer now heading out to the bump. That means a new arm is coming into the ball game, and it looks like it'll be Ben Rodriguez.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate right there, because Brateris could have got himself out of that inning if not for that errant throw to first base. And then just kind of parlayed the mistake with a walk right there.
Ben Rodriguez facing the 9th hitter in the order here in Crosby Pipes. It is a team leading now 16th appearance for Ben Rodriguez. His longest outing of the year was 2 innings, and it came against Southwest Christian. He threw 2 innings, faced 7 batters, threw 21 pitches, and got the win in that 10-inning affair. Only allowed 1 hit and no runs in those 2 marvelous innings of work back in late March in a 10-inning win against Southwest Christian on the road. Also threw 2 innings against Grace Prep. So he's gone 2 innings twice this year, but most of his opportunities have been 1 or fewer innings, as he's been utilized a lot in short stints trying to get out of tough spots, and this being one of them with the go-ahead run now up to the dish, the tying run at the plate in the form of Crosby Pipes, who already has a knock today. So Ben Rodriguez, 14 innings on the year. He's 3-1. He's allowed 7 earned runs, a 3.5 ERA on the season. And we'll see if he can strand some runners here in the 4th. He's left 24 on base this year in his 14 innings of work. So we'll see if he can strand some more in a big spot.
Well, I'm sure if he can get an out right here in this 4th inning, they would probably bring him back in the 5th, and then maybe go to Andahar in the 6th and the 7th. Andahar only threw 28 pitches yesterday, and again, I'm getting ahead of things here. The most important thing is getting out of this inning right here with 2 outs, but you kind of map out the rest of the game, and although there is still activity down in the pen, but yeah, 14 innings pitched, and not a strikeout guy. Definitely going to look for him to put the ball in play. Weak contact is what he's looking for, and let his defense work for him.
His last time out, he threw a 1/3 of an inning against Grapevine Faith in the regular season finale.
So are you saying we could just get 1 out of him here and make a change after that?
Potentially, yeah. But that wasn't an outing he'd like to remember. It was his only loss of the year, throwing a 1/3 of an inning against Grapevine Faith, allowing 3 hits and 2 earned runs. But we could potentially see that. You never know. They're trying to get out of it here first, though, because Crosby Pipes at the plate, and then the best hitter for Southwest Christian is waiting on deck in the top of the order. So a big spot, a big opportunity for them. They had 2-out magic with 2 runs in the third, and they've got a couple aboard with 2 down now in the fourth. Runners are off.
Wow.
And that's a swiped bag there for Southwest Christian. Dane Smith going on the pitch. So from second to third, it puts runners at the corners as Christian Beam stayed put at first. And now a 2-1 count.
Yeah, the runner at second base may have done that on his own. And again, throw out the don't make the third out at third base rule right there. Coach Beam obviously not a believer in that either because there are 2 outs.
Ground ball to Parkerson. Throws it across. And the Cardinals make the play. So enter Ben Rodriguez and enter the Cardinals. Back to the dugout. Southwest Christian stranding 2, and it's a 4-2 game as we go to the 5th. So Braylon James will start us off as we begin the 5th inning. 4-2 ball game. Cardinals out in front. They jumped out to a 4-0 lead. 3 in the first and 1 more in the top of the third. However, Southwest Christian's James facing out. That's a hit to right field for Braylon James to begin this 5th inning. Cardinals again jumping out to a 4-0 lead before Southwest Christian scored 2 at the bottom of the third, and both teams held off the scoreboard in the fourth, and now Rusty Beam is making his way out, and it looks like maybe he's going to go take the ball from Owen Haller here in a 4-2 game.
Yeah, looking back to that March game, we saw Haller only went 4 innings in that game, so yeah, they're just going to get 4 innings out of him today.
Owen Haller's outing is over. Jackson Castleberry, who is able to get already 1 hit today, waiting to hit with a runner aboard. So Haller working into the 5th, and then pulled, and now one of their more dominant arms, Alex Turman, will come to the plate. If you weren't with us yesterday, here's a look at our game recap. Braylon James went 1 for 3 with a triple. Castleberry, same line. And Parkerson went 1 for 3 with an RBI. He's now got 3 hits and 3 ribbies in this series because he's 2 for 2 today with a couple of runs driven in as well. He waits on deck. It's Jackson Castleberry, though, in And it is the shortstop, Alex Turman, one of their better arms, going out to the mound. And you got to call on one of your best when you're down by 2 here in an elimination game for Southwest Christian.
Yeah, this is do or die. No, can't leave anything for the game 3. You got to get there first. So, yeah, you bring your best in this game and hope you can figure things out if you get to a game 3.
So Eagles looking to force that, if necessary, game 3. Here's a look at the playoff path. Southwest Christian, round number 2. The state semis would be next, followed by the state championship, which will be next week here at UT Arlington. The same facility we have here for this regional round of the TAPS playoffs. Jackson Castleberry at the plate. 1-for-1 with a walk. And first pitch swinging. Slow ground ball to third. And it is on to first. Nice play made by Crosby Pipes.
That was a nice play because we know Castleberry can get down the line, and Pipes had to come get that ball and get rid of it in a hurry.
Excuse me, no. Pipes moved over, it looks like, to short with Turman coming on to the bump. So that was Zach Baugh over at third. But either way, a nice play. It does advance the runner to third base. So Turman on the mound, 1 pitch, 1 out for him, pretty good. So Jake Parkerson, 2 for 2 today with a couple of runs driven in. Had a ribby yesterday as well. We just showed you a moment ago with that game recap. So 3 runs driven in on the series for Jake Parkerson, along with 3 hits. And he'll look to drive another in with a runner at second.
That fastball right there that Turman threw might be the best one we've seen from either side in this series.
Parkerson turns on 1. Christian Beam is there, and he makes the play. Yeah, Turman definitely has the best stuff on this staff, at least from what we saw in the series earlier this year.
First baseman
And had some good numbers, was one of the top performers in the district a year ago when he led his team to the state finals. The Final 4 round. They're trying to get there once again, but these 2 teams on a collision course. The Cardinals had their season ended by Southwest Christian in that 1-game set last year. This a best of 3, and the Cardinals with an opportunity if they win this game to end the season of Southwest Christian. Alex Turman, though, trying to keep it at just a 2-run deficit now as he's called upon here in the top of the 5th inning. Andrew Ridgel at the plate.
Yeah, I don't understand playing a 1-game series like that. I guess the coaches get to choose, but it's not the best way to determine the better team in a 1-game, all the marbles.
Yeah, 1-game shots. In the past, it's been changed. Sometimes a coin flip, sometimes the coaches can decide.
If you have an ace, then it puts you at a huge advantage because you just bring your ace. And when you're only playing 1 game a week, you could use that one guy through the whole playoff round or playoff run.
So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Ridgel at the plate. Again, you have Baugh now at third and Crosby Pipes at short. Portwood at second and Reasoner at first. Ridgel takes for a strike. It's Beam, Warner, and Martin, same outfield, with Paul Warlow behind the plate doing the catching of Alex Turman.
Yeah, Turman's showing a pretty good breaking pitch right there. Definitely wasn't what Ridgel was looking for.
And the 2-2 pitch. It'll be a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here to Andrew Ridgel. Ball 4. Andrew Ridgel drawing a walk. That extends things down to Jacob Ward here with 2 outs.
Designated hitter number 24, Jacob Ward.
Turman comes in and is able to get the ground ball. And got Parkerson, who hit the ball well to left, to fly out.
I just noticed the Cardinals actually adjusted their lineup a bit. We're going to get a pass ball right here. But, you know, Ward was in the 8 hole yesterday. He's in the 7 hole today, and Purdue's in the 8 hole. So a little bit of a change there. And Ward did have a good day yesterday, 1 for 2 with an RBI. So go with the hot bat, you know, in the playoffs, these short series. You can't necessarily wait a guy out if he's a little bit cold at the plate.
And now you got 2 in scoring position for Jacob Ward. He is 1 for 2 today as well so far.
Good breaking pitch right there by Turman.
Ward, one of the best hitters on the team with runners in scoring position, trailing only Grady Emerson, hitting .529 as a freshman with runners in scoring position. Can he deliver once again? That's bounced, and the runner's staying put. James going back.
Warlow did a good job getting on that ball, but I think that would have been a close play at the plate because it's a tough. You got to flip to that pitcher to catch it on the run. It would have been interesting to see if he keeps going right there, whether they get that out or not.
2-1 count here to Ward. Already a couple hits in the series. We've got Ridgel at second, James at third. And Ridgel watching for a strike. He'll have to battle. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cardinals looking for some insurance runs out at second and third. Fastball fouled back.
Ward had a good cut at that one. He was on it, just fouled it straight back. Got a feeling Turman will try and break something off right here because he was on that fastball. Yeah, that's what he did. It just hung up on him.
Big pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. And that's ball 4.
Yeah, went at him with that breaking pitch again. I think he saw Ward on that fastball, the second strike, and decided he needed to mix it up a little bit. And he did have a base open, so wasn't going to push anything across with a walk.
Base open, and Jackson Purdue at the plate. He's 1 for 2 here in this ball game. And the first is inside. Nowhere to put Purdue with the bases full of Cardinals. Ward at first, Ridgel at second, Braylon James at third.
Yeah, right now that's Turman's miss. He's missing on that inside part of the plate.
That's popped out. A ball and a strike the count here to Jackson Purdue. Purdue goes 0 for 3 yesterday.
In honor of Bobby Cox, Trey Bell calls for the squeeze right here. We lost a great one this week.
Swing and a miss by Purdue. Couple of great ones connected to the Atlanta Braves. Of course, Mr. Turner as well in the same week. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Purdue watches off the plate. Jackson Purdue, he gets dropped down in the order. Coming into this game, hadn't had a hit in 7 games. However, he has a knock here today, looking for his second with the bases loaded.
Laid off a tough pitch right there. That was a good spot by Turman, that breaking pitch down and away.
And now we've got another full count. Nowhere to put Purdue. The 9th hitter, Hank Austin, waiting on deck. And a big pitch upcoming.
Yeah, the runners will be moving on the pitch right here with 3-2 count and 2 outs.
Be the 22nd pitch of the inning here for Turman in his relief effort.
I was thinking sometimes you can get them breaking early and stealing out. That's what good thinking right there by Turman, but smart base running out there by the Cardinals.
It's Ridgel able to get back to second with no throw. He comes set. And Purdue caught looking. Cardinals strand them loaded, but they do lead by 2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th here on Tradio. So it's Ben Rodriguez who comes out, a fresh inning of work for the highly utilized reliever, and he'll have to face the top of this Southwest Christian lineup as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning. He gets ahead of Max Warner.
Yeah, I think Warner thought that ball was a little bit up, but Rodriguez kind of brings it in on an arc.
Swing and a miss. Warner 1 for 2 in this ball game, 3 hits in the series so far. Would be big to set him down, knowing he may just have an at-bat looming after this if they can't keep the line moving.
Yeah, he's been their most dangerous hitter for sure, and it was a big out that Rodriguez got it with pipes and to keep Warner from getting to the plate in that last inning.
Cut back. Yes, it was Cale Berteres who worked 3 2/3, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and then Ben Rodriguez came in. Just needed a few pitches to get the ground ball. Jake Parkerson made the nice play at third, and he's out there here to start the home half of the 5th inning. Ground ball to Grady Emerson. He's down on it. Across in time. Speedy Max Warner made it a play, but there's 1 out.
Yeah, you really lunge for that bag. Sometimes you got to watch out. That's a way to really hurt an ankle. We get a replay right
Second
here.
baseman number 17, Barrett Portwood.
It was a close play.
Kind of sawed him off.
Yeah, definitely not Warner's best swing right there. And
Ben Rodriguez coming in, getting a couple ground balls. What he does best, getting that contact with that movement from the side winding action. That low arm slot tailing away and into right-handed hitters. But a 2-0 count here to Barrett Portwood, who's 0 for 1. Takes a strike. The Eagles' second baseman. And Rodriguez. Oh, he paints the zone.
He just lives down there around the knees. Just hard to elevate anything he throws at that level. He's got some sink on it, so it.
Another ground ball. Hits off Carney. Trickles into the outfield. A base hit for Barrett Portwood. And the tying run comes up to the plate here with Alex Turman.
Yeah, good job right there by Portwood, just staying with that pitch, because, again, that wasn't a bad pitch. He just drove it that other way, and Carney almost made a nice play.
One gone, one on here for Alex Turman. We saw him enter in from short. Bases got loaded, but he got out of it. And a 0 was put on the board in the top of the 5th inning. He fouls the first one away. He came through with a big RBI knock yesterday. A .353 hitter on the season with 29 driven in and 34 scored.
Rodriguez must have that arm side tail that you have talked about, because he's getting on some handles and he really doesn't have the velocity you would think to do that.
It can induce a lot of weak contact when he can fill up the zone, and a lot of his balls will look like they're starting in the zone and they induce swings and they end up outside the zone. And he fires a strike. And that's one way to earn trust when you play for Rusty Greer, is throw strikes.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You can see he doesn't have a whole lot of patience with bases on balls if you're on the mound.
The 1-2. Ground ball hits off the glove. Emerson, bare hand to first in time! What a play! Grady with the bare hand ricochets off Rodriguez, and there's 2 outs.
Well, not to start a riot, but I'd like to see a replay, because that was, boy, yeah, but great play by Grady, but
Catcher number 12, Paul Warlow.
It's a tough one.
You consider that to be bang bang, don't you?
Honestly, we didn't get a great view of the ball versus the foot on the bag, but I thought he was going to be safe. Grady did make a heck of a play just to even have a shot.
And with 2 strikes, Rodriguez again inducing a ground ball, ricochets off his leather. And the only play you have to even make it close would be to barehand it, which is what he did. And yeah, it was close, but Turman called out.
Yeah, that ball probably deflected about 20 feet in the air, and Grady had to wait on it to come down just to barehand it.
Still not out of trouble yet. You got a runner in scoring position here in a 2-run ball game. It's in for a strike. Looking strikes is what Ben Rodriguez is piling up here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, Brateras got Warlow in a big spot earlier in the game, and that's kind of been the story. They've left some guys stranded.
Rodriguez looking to elevate. Everything he's had is on the ground, right? He comes in last inning, ground ball to third, a couple ground balls in this inning, and then even the knock that hit off Carney, a ground ball to the right side that ended up getting through.
Yeah, that last pitch was actually elevated a little bit.
This one's elevated as well. Out to right, Jackson Castleberry makes the play despite tumbling down on the outfield grass, and that'll retire the side. So Ben Rodriguez with a clean inning of action. We've just got a couple frames to go. Cardinals ahead by 2. Here's another look at that close play. Ben Rodriguez had it ricocheted off his glove. Our executive producer, Trey Bell, slowing it way down for us. Grady across the diamond.
Yeah, hard to see when that ball got to Ridgel, but if they say the tie goes to the runner, that kind of looked pretty close to a tie. And you still hear the Eagles fans talking about it.
And now Austin will lead off this inning. Turman, who was the one called out on that play at first, now back to the bump. Worked around some trouble last inning. And Austin 0 for 2 here in this ball game. Hits with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, good breaking pitch right there by Turman. He showed a good one. Austin definitely looking fastball right there, way out in front of it.
Foul tip by Austin.
Must have got Warlow on the hand. He came out of that crouch in a hurry. Yeah, he got him on his throwing hand.
Home plate umpire will give him some time.
No padding on that throwing hand. Austin can relate. He's thinking, it's happened to me, man. I feel for you.
Austin strikes out. Turman showcasing some great breaky balls to make work of Austin for the first out.
Second baseman number 27, Griffin Carney.
So Griffin Carney 2 for 3 here in the ball game. As it's back to the top of the order for the Cardinals. You wonder how they want to try to navigate the final 6 outs they need to advance to the state semis. Ben Rodriguez pitching now, but there is some stirring in that Cardinal pen, and Turman getting ahead of Carney.
Yeah, given the length of Rodriguez outings majority of the season, I have a feeling they're going to bring someone out of the pen to start the 6th inning. The Cardinals will.
Foul back by Carney, an 0-2 count. I would think so as well, but you do see some throwing, but it's not urgent like somebody would be coming into the ball game.
That's
we try
true.
To assess.
Yeah, and kind of looks like Andujar.
Maybe it's throw Rodriguez out there, but any trouble, give it off to Antonio. Check swing. And it's Cooper Reasoner who will stay down on it and step on the bag for the second out.
And with a 2-run lead, you have a little bit of a cushion.
Shortstop number 2, Brady Emerson.
Give your pitcher a little bit more of a hook, a little more line, I should say, before you set the hook.
Small cushion though.
Yeah.
Not too big. Brady Emerson, first pitch swinging, fouls it away. Hasn't got a ton of hit opportunities with pitches to see here in this series so far. But he's 0 for 2 here in this ball game. Also got a board on a walk, reached on 3 walks a day ago.
I'm going to call a base hit right here.
Skied out to center. Max Warner's there, and it's a 1-2-3 frame for Turman. So we'll see what the Cardinals do when we go to the home half of the 6th. They're up by 2. Back to action here from UT Arlington. Cardinal fans watching it with anticipation, knowing they are 6 outs away. Lane McDonald, he has been dominant. 12 1/3 this year. He's allowed just 1 run.
That's how you get to a .568 ERA, huh? Okay, so whip was right around a 1, so stellar numbers on both sides.
2-0 on the year with 3 saves as well. He and Andujar have been the anchors in the back end of this bullpen and pitching staff led by John Hampton and deployed by Rusty Greer. It's a strike. McDonald 2-0 with 3 saves, and he's allowed just 4 hits this year in 12 1/3 and just 1 earned run. And that's right to Emerson. Martin retired for the first out. Well, you're counting the outs now, Jeff. 5 outs away.
And the Eagles are going towards the
Number
bottom
6,
half of their
Cooper
lineup,
Reeser.
so a pretty good setup here for the Cardinals to close this one out, or just about, without having to do much with the top of that order.
It's Cooper Reasoner at the plate.
He's a 6-hole hitter, so they would have to face Warner one more time, but
1 ball, 1 strike here with 1 out. That's out into right. Castleberry moves over to make the play, and that'll bring up the 7th hitter in the order for Southwest Christian. Dane Smith, the DH, trying to get something going here with 2 outs. They created traffic in the 3rd and the 4th with 2 down. Can they do it again and try to lengthen out this lineup and perhaps get it back to the top of the order? You know you'll have to see Max Warner at least 1 more time. To try to get through this order and get through this ball game. With the 7th hitter up here in the 6th and 2 outs. Donald, so excellent. We saw him occupy a lot of time at the beginning of the year at 3rd, then in the DH spot, but that was later taken over by Jacob Ward. But he has found a great home at the back end of this bullpen, trying to help the Cardinals advance to the state semifinals, and he's got a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
got a good mix there with that fastball and that breaking pitch.
And that's strike 3. A 1-2-3 frame for Blaine McDonald, looking sharp in the 6th. We go to the 7th inning. Cardinals leading by 2.
I'm not gonna tell your secrets. I'm not gonna let them use you up. I'm not gonna pass any judgment. I'm not the usual. I'm not gonna lock you up. I'm not gonna throw away the key. I'm not gonna bat an eyelash. Oh, I'm not gonna miss a beat. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not your bedtime story. I'm not your.
So Braylon James will lead off this top of the 7th inning as the Cardinals look for some insurance runs, ahead by 2. A 4-2 score as we start the 7th.
Yeah, James had a single to right center in his last at bat.
.339 hitter with nearly 30 stolen bases. 1-0 count. He pulls one to right. That's another knock for Braylon James, seeing it well down the stretch, and he gets aboard to begin things here in the top of the 7th inning.
James really knows how to get that barrel out there and turn on that ball. That's done a lot of that here in this series, as well as the series last week against Austin Regents.
Interesting now, a pinch hitter being called upon here for the Cardinals. Hunter Hampton grabbing a bat and hitting in the spot of Castleberry, and he drops down a bunt. Comes in to do that, and he gets aboard in time. So Hunter Hampton grabbing a bat, just his 3rd at-bat of the season, and it works out with a base hit bunt.
You know, I see Castleberry with some ice on one of his hands. Again, I'm wondering if he maybe tweaked something on that that catch he made in right field where he kind of laid out for it. Of course, that was an excellent bunt, so you never know, but he's holding a bag of ice in his left hand, and makes me think maybe it was an injury situation. That's why we saw a pinch hitter.
Right, you don't typically pinch hit for your cleanup man in the 7th of a 2-run ball game, especially to try to drop down a bunt. Maybe if a guy's really good at bunting, Hunter Hampton shows that. You didn't know much about him. I mean, with that bunt single, he's now just 2 for 3 on the season. His other hit came February 13th. Not a guy who's had a ton of time.
Yeah, and Castleberry's been swinging the bat well in this series.
Parkerson fouls it back. (0-2) count. With runners on first and second. Swing and a miss by Parkerson, and he goes down on strike. So a big opportunity for the Cardinals. You have James lead off with a single, then a bunt single for Hunter Hampton, pinch hitting for Castleberry, and then you have a strikeout, but still prime opportunity with 2 on here for Andrew Ridgel.
Good breaking pitch right there by Turman to get that strikeout.
And a balk is called on Turman. Runners advance to second and third. Oh, how big is that? Andrew Ridgel now with an opportunity. Rusty Beam will want an explanation on the call, as Turman was called for a balk to allow runners to advance to second and third.
Yeah, huge call right there with only 1 out, so definitely get that runner over at third base with only 1 out. It's a spot where Ridgel really just needs to hit something to the outfield. I'm sure the Eagles will bring that infield in and try and cut the run down at the plate if it's a ball in the infield.
Ridgel, a .415 hitter on the year, so hard to be better than that, but he is with runners in scoring position. A .447 mark for Andrew Ridgel with runners either on second and or third, and he's got both of those bags occupied here. A big chance to add some insurance.
Yeah, the Eagles are going to come up on the grass. Should raise your batting average about 100 points when they come in like that. The infielders won't have that same range. But again, the real objective is just drive something to the outfield deep enough to get that run in. That's not going to do it.
Pop up right side, the second baseman Barrett Portwood makes the grab, and now there's 2 outs, so not deep enough to bring home a run. And now it's Jacob Ward, another excellent wrist guy, second on the team with runners in scoring position. Will try to come through as Ridgel pops out. He goes to the dugout. Now 0 for 3. So we'll see what the Cardinals will do. Obviously coming toward next inning, but they're trying to make that cushion, as you mentioned earlier, a little bigger. Ahead now by 2, 3 outs away from advancing to the state semis. And Ward watches the first outside, but you're starting to think ahead, okay? You know you're going to have to see Warner coming up next inning as they've got the bottom of the order then back to the top for Southwest Christian. Due up in the home half of the 7th inning. Ward pop up right side, giving chases Cooper Reasoner at first, and it'll get out of play. Blaine McDonald was really sharp. Do they go back to him? Do they go to Andahar? What's the move? That's the question for the bottom of the 7th.
McDonald looked really good as he had some 2-inning saves this year, because it'd be hard for me to pass on that, as dominant as he was in that bottom of the 6th inning. But I just don't know if he's been asked to do that.
In for a strike. Blaine McDonald's longest outing this year is 2 1/3.
Okay.
He also got a 2-inning save as well. Both of those were in February, though. Hasn't gone longer than 2 innings since the 13th of February. Or hasn't gone longer than 1 inning, we should say.
And he really didn't throw that many pitches. I'm going to get us a number here, but he made quick work of them in that 6th inning. He only threw 11 pitches, so I like him coming back out in the 7th.
It's interesting. He hasn't thrown prior to this game since April 16th. Swing and a cut, just a piece by Ward, but that's pretty crazy. He hasn't thrown in nearly a month. Then you insert him in a game where you can maybe make the state semis to try to go get a save. And again, hasn't gone more than an inning.
Well, that type of layoff's why I thought they might use more pitchers last week against Austin Regents in those games where they had a nice cushion. I thought they might get some guys an inning of work just to get them back out there in a live game situation. But I believe only 1 reliever was used in that whole series.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ward watches, and that's strike 3. Turman does his job, but now it's the Cardinals' job to try to go close it on out. When we come back, bottom of the 7th on deck. All right, so we are in the 7th inning. Jeff Knipper, Will Connerly, happy to be with you. Bottom of the 7th. Cardinals 3 outs away from punching a ticket to the state semis, but 8, 9, and 1 due up in this Southwest Christian order. Blaine McDonald going for the 2-inning save, and he gets ahead. 0-1 count.
Yeah, just looking in the on-deck circle, they're going to have a pinch hitter for that 9-hole. It's like Matthew Monsive is going to pinch hit it. They're only left-handed bat, apparently. They've had all righties, and we'll try something different there in the 9-hole. Pipes actually had one of the hits today, broke up the no-hitter.
And he sparked that 2-run bottom of the 3rd inning. But you do have Monsive in the on-deck circle. We saw him in the series against these two teams back in March.
Okay.
So we'll see. But it is Beam trying to get things started. The 2-1. Down and out. Blaine McDonald, 3 balls and a strike is the count. Again, it's been nearly a month since his last appearance. Pitched a dominant 6th. Can he send the Cardinals to the state semis?
He's going to be taken here. I saw his dad give him. Yeah, he was never swinging at that pitch.
Blaine McDonald with a walk and the tying run up to the plate. And so they do indeed bring up a pinch hitter. Matthew Monsive up to the plate.
Now batting for the Eagles, number 7, Matthew
He was the
Monsive.
starting pitcher against the Cardinals in game 1 of the series back in March. And had some knocks as well. And he watches one inside.
Yeah, it appears the Cardinals have a scouting report on Monsive because I noticed Coach Wilkerson came out of the dugout and shifted his outfielders.
Yeah, he told him to get back. And you
Monty
think
Bay.
in a situation with a run aboard, you maybe want to give more room for your outfielders?
Yeah,
he definitely told the guys to get back.
Got a 2-run lead right now, so you don't necessarily have to worry so much. Well, obviously you don't want to give up a double ever, but we're going to get a visit here from Coach Hampton.
So John Hampton makes his way to the mound. Blaine McDonald walks. Beam, he got ahead with a strike, but then 4 straight balls, 2 consecutive balls to begin the at-bat to the pinch hitter, Matthew Monsive. And you've got Max Warner waiting on deck, exactly who the Eagles want to see bat in this ball game, and he's due up next. Huge spot. It does look like there's some action stirring in the Cardinal pen. Blaine McDonald looking to try to close this game on out.
Again, I don't think Monsive will be swinging right here. That's 6 straight balls that McDonald's throwing. They're going to make him throw a strike. Obviously, if they can get Warner to the plate with 2 runners on base, they would love to be in that spot. So they're going to have to find the strike zone. McDonald is going to have to. They're going to make him do that.
McDonald has a team best 3 saves. If he could get his 4th, it would send the Cardinals to the next round. And after the visit from pitching coach John Hampton, he fires a strike, breaking a streak of 6 straight outside the zone.
You know, that's not many saves, but the Cardinals have had so many lopsided games. So many of the wins were not save opportunities.
That's a foul ball now, a 2-2 count. Cardinals with 6 saves total on the year. 3 from McDonald, 2 from Andujar, 1 from Fred Hall. But not a lot of opportunities when they just motored through district play with a lot of run rule victories en route to a district championship.
Yeah, good job by McDonald coming back with 2 strikes here to even the count at 2-2.
Monsive's ground ball to Carney. He flips it off to Emerson. It's on to first, and it's in time. A 4-6-3 turn right when you need it for the Cardinals, and they're now 1 out away.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered right there.
Center fielder, number 3, Max Warner.
Here's the replay look. And so 2 down now. Cardinals and out away. Max Warner standing in their way. He's 1 for 3, 3 hits in the series overall. With a couple yesterday, 1 today. And he takes for a strike.
It's funny how one pitch can totally change the look of a game. That has certainly got threatening for a second.
Now the Cardinals are 1 strike away from going to the state semis. One ball, 2 strikes. McDonald rears back and leaves it upstairs to even the count.
See what he goes at it with right here. Looks like he's thinking fastball.
Got a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Drama here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A full count to Max Warner, the leadoff hitter for Southwest Christian. And now Hank Austin goes over to pitching coach John Hampton, helping him with his equipment.
Guessing that's the device used to call pitches from the dugout. I believe Austin's had it on his wrist, but
and now Austin going to talk with Blaine McDonald. Just adding to the drama before the payoff pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cardinals ahead by 2. Best hitter at the plate for Southwest Christian, and the Cardinals a strike away from punching a ticket to the state finals for the first time in 4 years.
I like their chances, Will. Yeah, still struggling right here, I think, with the technology.
McDonald coming set. He delivers the fastball. Max Warner's all over it down the line. It rolls to the base of the wall, and Warner digging for second. And just like that, the tying run comes up to the plate for the Eagles, and their fans erupt here at UTA.
Yeah, Warner's had the best series of either team. That's now he's had a 2-hit ball game yesterday, a 2-hit ball game today, and he's just a flat-out player right there.
Nearly hitting 500 on the year. He has produced here in this postseason series. And he brings the tying run to the plate in Barrett Portwood, who's 1 for 2. McDonald steps off, and now Portwood steps out.
I can tell you one thing, with a 2-run lead and in the 7th inning, you definitely can't afford to make the 3rd out at third base right here, because that run doesn't really mean anything. You need 2 runs, so you got to run the bases a little more conservative right here.
Both fan bases on the edge of their seat here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And McDonald dots one on the outer half with a heater, makes it a 1-1 count.
A little surprised McDonald hadn't used his curveball a little more. He's got a good one, and it was really effective in his first inning of work. He's come out this inning just really looking to throw fastballs.
Portwood steps out again. It feels like in the 7th inning, this communication between Hank Austin getting the signs in the dugout has been a little off, adding to the drama. And the 1-1. Misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Eagles looking to force an if necessary game. Pop up right side. And it gets out of play. So the Cardinals, for the 2nd time in this inning, 1 strike away from heading to the state semifinals. But the tying run in Barrett Portwood is at the plate. Both fans on their feet. Here from both sides, and McDonald will step off. All the Eagles and Cardinal fans waiting in anticipation here for a big 2-2 pitch. McDonald delivers, and that's upstairs. We'll have another payoff pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and now the entire crowd getting engaged here at UTA.
He did go with that breaking pitch right there, but just got underneath it and it stayed up.
McDonald stepping off once again. The 3-2. And we'll do it once again. Cardinal fans on their feet. Eagles fans on their feet. Backs against the wall for Southwest Christian. They need to win this game to force an if necessary game, which would follow this one. The Cardinals a strike away from going to the state semifinals. McDonald kicks, deals, and that's strike 3! The Cardinals win it, a 4-2 final. Blaine McDonald with a 2-inning save, and the Cardinals will head to next week's state finals.
2 hard-fought games right there, and the Cardinals find a way to get it done, you know, with 4 runs in each game. Eagles had a lot of opportunities and left a lot of guys stranded out there, but give the Cardinals pitching credit. You know, they held the hit totals down, and McDonald comes in there in a big spot and shuts them down and gets those last 2 innings clean frames right there. So excellent work yesterday. We saw the same thing out of Andujar. So maybe, you know, the story on the mound was the work out of the bullpen from Andujar and McDonald. And don't forget about Rodriguez, who came in and had an inning and a third of scoreless work.
These 2 rivals going at it. We look at the final pitch fired by Blaine McDonald to send the Cardinals on through to the state semifinals. And that pitch called for strike 3, and the celebration to final is a 4-2 score, and the celebration following for Fort Worth Christian as they advance, winning games 1 and 2 with the sweep of Southwest Christian here in the regional round of the TAPS playoffs. What a moment for Rusty Greer and his club. They've been excellent all year long, and they end up finding a way to advance, and we'll see what follows for them as they advance in the playoffs now to the state semifinals, which will be here at UT Arlington coming up next week. But Fort Worth Christian, the bullpen, certainly a big story. You mentioned Andujar yesterday, Blaine McDonald today, along with Rodriguez, but the offense jumping out in front here in Game 2, that was critical. 3 runs in the top of the first, and it felt like even more so, Southwest Christian had their backs against the wall. They had their back against the wall because it was an elimination game for them coming into this one. But then a 3-run deficit to begin the ballgame, that seemed to be too much to overcome.
Yeah, definitely. An early lead in a playoff series like this is huge because you start pressing a little bit, and that makes it really tough to hit hit the ball like you've done all season. Makes it a little bit harder to throw strikes when you're playing from behind. So that first inning was definitely the difference in this game. Cardinals put up a 3 spot there, and although it got tied on a couple of occasions, they led the whole game by at least 2 runs. So that's a nice little cushion to have, especially deep in the game, not having to worry about 1 run tying that game up. Do we know yet, who the Cardinals will face in the semifinals, Will?
So it was Grace Prep and Lubbock Trinity Christian. They played a ball game today, so looking for the final. Grace Prep won game 1 of 5-2 to final yesterday. They played the other game today at noon, so searching for that final right now to see who ultimately the Cardinals will play in the next round, but that will be coming up next week when we look at the bracket for the semifinals round. It will be May 18th here at UT Arlington, followed by the following day, the championship on May 19th at 1 p.m. here from UTA. So coming up next Monday and Tuesday, the broadcasts, from our understanding, won't be here on Tradio. I believe it'll be TAPS TV. So we kind of sign off for the season and thank everybody for joining us here this year, and been so much fun. Big shout out to all the Fort Worth Christian Cardinal fans, players, Rusty Greer, the entire crew who made this broadcast possible, along with Tim Polster and Trey Bell and their great work, and, of course, Jeff Knipper, the phenomenal job you did. But we sign off for the season right now, and we get to enjoy the games next week for Fort Worth Christian. They're on to the semifinals here at UTA next Monday, and we'll be waiting with great anticipation for the opponent, times, dates, all of that coming out to follow. But we thank you so much for being with us all season long. As we say so long from UTA for a final time. Any final thoughts, Jeff Knipper?
Well, just thank you, Will, for carrying me along. It's been a pleasure to be out here for these playoff games, and just a fun team to watch, and I'll be rooting for them next week from the stands, and certainly look forward to this team finishing this season off with a state championship, because we know they're good enough to do that.
Absolutely. So just to give you a final thing, Trinity Christian out of Lubbock will be the opponent next week. They lost game 1, 1, 2, and 3. So the top 2 teams in the district meet in the semis next week. So we say so long. My name's Will Connerly signing off from Arlington. Cardinals going to the state semis.